I'm giving away my supercharged Chevy Silverado, but it has one small issue that I gotta fix, otherwise it's not really supercharged. After installing a complete ProCharger kit finished in beautiful satin black and including a massive air-to-air intercooler, everything was going great. The truck sounded amazing and I was pumped to see what kind of power it would make, so we put it on the dyno at Fluid Motor Union and it made about what a stock 5.3 liter truck makes. It also seemed kind of choked up, and OJ and I suspected bad factory catalytic converters, and that was verified when they removed the cats and found they had broken apart. Now Cody and OJ are masters of custom exhaust systems, and for my truck they got a little creative using aftermarket cats from a Ferrari. That's right, a Ferrari, and they happened to fit great after just a little fab work. You know, they had to add in a little flavor using part of a megaphone as well, but they kept everything in the factory location, so one day someone could add in a catback to maybe make it a little louder, I don't know. And teaser, that day came quick. And now it's back on OJ's dyno with new catalytic converters and a little bit of OJ magic. There we go, here we go, here we go. Oh yeah! Woo! Oh my gosh, that is way better. So before, I think it was only dynoing at like 220 wheel horsepower. Something was seriously wrong. And OJ found clogged cats, so let's see how much that freed it up. All right, here we go, here we go. We got 389 wheel horsepower, and just for comparison's sake, that is another 5.3 liter truck just like this, and an OJ's dyno stock 248 horsepower.
You're also going through a stock exhaust still, even though we freed all that stuff up. I bet you're gonna get a tick more just opening that thing up.
And that's exactly what we're gonna do in this video. We have more exhaust work to do, but basically this car, 250 horse stock, we gained about 140 wheel horsepower, and this is gonna feel a lot different than before because when I was testing 0 to 60 when it was stock,
8.7.
it had a clogged exhaust, so I cannot wait to get this off the rollers and see what she feels like. Now, before we get to any modifications or mechanical work, we are back at LegitStreetCars, and we gotta fix up the bed. Well, not this side, it's perfect. It's the other side. On the driver's side, there's a little bit of damage to the bed, and I know exactly the place to bring it to have that fixed up to brand new condition. And of course, that is Ohare AutoBody in Naperville, Illinois, and their first step was buffing part of the bed and then using a special camera to get a perfect paint match. From there, they removed the bed from the truck, and then it's time for some good old-fashioned body work. That consists of some grinding, a wee bit of hammering, and some pulling so the dents and creases are removed and the panel is left flat. After some filler is applied, it's a lot more sanding to make sure the surface is perfectly smooth, and then even more sanding and prep before the color tinted sealer is applied. From there, it's a few coats of the base. This is also a metallic paint, so this takes a lot of skill. And then after your base coat, it's finished off with the clear coat, multiple layers in this case. And I just pulled this out. She is done. Look at this. You cannot tell. You can't tell anything. It's absolutely perfect. And the people at Ohare are just the best at matching paint. I've had them paint one of my Teslas, and just like, you cannot tell. Like, they do the best job ever. Z71, we did have to replace that decal, but it is perfect. This thing is so, so nice. Let's get it back to the shop. Silverado's back at LegitStreetCars, looking pretty, except I gotta put the grill and the trim back on, so let's do that really quick. So one of the reasons I left the grill off is just to double check all the piping for the cold side and the intercooler, because this is actually a little bit of work to take it off. It's not gonna look like that going back on, it literally just rests in like that. It's mostly all the bolts and trim that goes over it. Tighten up all the 10s. About 8 of these that hold this thing in. Chevy for you, like a rock. She is solid, and look at that. Oh, I love it, look at that. The ProCharger intercooler, it ends perfectly right before Z71. This is so mean. You can see a lot of it. This is great. And I love the blackout Chevy emblem, that's cool. Blackout headlights as well, factory. I mean, just the whole look of this truck is phenomenal. I love it. Hey, now we can finish this off with this piece of blue trim. So it just kind of fits in, snaps in. A bunch of little bolts that we gotta get around it. Looking good. With the front grille back on, the Silverado is complete, except it wouldn't be a LegitStreetCars project without a table full of parts to to throw at it. And a lot of you guys had mentioned this, that the Corsa exhaust just sounds great on these full-size trucks. So my friends at Corsa sent out their complete exhaust with the tips and everything. I can't wait. This is fully bolt-on. You guys can do this at home. This thing is gonna sound so good. I got this before I knew OJ was gonna do any exhaust work, and he was like, no, put the Corsa on. He's like, that's a sweet kit. Also, my friends over at Beltec hooked it up with all new shocks, and they are specific to the Z71 off-road because these are slightly higher than the normal Silverados. Anyway, let's get to work. The Z71 also comes with factory Rancho shocks, but yeah, like the paint has not survived very well. These look bad. We got a 21 for the bottom of this. Nice. Get this bolt out, little shimmy. There we go. These shocks aren't blown at all, but they don't look good. Look at that, ew. Up top, we have another bolt. Nice. And then we just sham it out. That's it. So rear shocks, definitely very, very easy to do on a GM full-size truck. Look at how nice this thing is. That's factory, by the way. That's like the rock guard, and look at Ohare matched it perfect. That is so cool. Time to go back together with our trail performance shocks. I like to use a little bit of anti-seize on the shoulder of the bolt. And now, just like you saw, we're installing in reverse order. Slide it in like that. Oh man, so nice. Working on a truck that's not rotted out. Oh, that's in. And before we tighten up the top, I like to install the bottom and our nut, and then we tighten it. That's done. And that's done. Sweet. So we started off with something that looked like that, and now we have this. So I'm gonna knock out the other side and then we'll move on to the front. Both rear shocks are now done. That literally took like 3 minutes. Pretty awesome. The fronts look just as bad. It's just so out of place when you have a truck this nice. Absolutely no leaks. Everything's in such good shape. So for these, we have two 15mm head bolts. Pull these out. There you go. We'll do the same on the other side. Now from under the hood, we have to reach 3 nuts. These have 18mm heads. They come off like that. Okay, there's the last one. Hang on, this engine compartment's pretty clean, but I'm gonna clean it up some more. This satin black, this looks so good with the matching Pro Charger. I mean, it's all new, so yeah, that looks pretty good. Clean up these tubes. And just like that, our Silverado engine compartment is looking very, very nice. Just like my picks on Prize Picks. If you guys are into fantasy sports, you gotta check this out. I'm gonna go for more than half a passing yard for Dax Prescott. He can definitely do that. Oh, and Jaden Daniels, I'm feeling optimistic. He's gonna go for more than 226.5 passing yards. So with Prize Picks, you make 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you pick right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. So let's say you picked Brian Thompson, and in the first half of the game, he gets hurt. They're not gonna count it as a loss. All right, so I'm gonna go around, pick a few more. And here we go, guys. Here we go. This is my current lineup right now. Oh, and Prize Picks has all the sports depending on what time of the year it is. Oh, look at this. We got tennis, soccer, anything you could think of. It's all right here. The Prize Picks app is totally free, and you guys can download it right now by clicking on my link in the video description box. And when you do, don't forget to use code LegitStreetCars. That's gonna get you $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. So that's code LegitStreetCars for $50 in lineups after you play your first 5. So a big thanks to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video, and have fun playing, because with Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, now back underneath, I'm gonna do a little twisty turnies. There we go. All right, sweet. So, get out. Didn't touch the ground. So this one is a little bit more complicated than the rear, because we're gonna transfer the Z71 specific spring, which as you can see is in perfect condition. We just wanna get rid of the shock. That's it. Now, in order to swap the spring over to our new shock, we need a spring compressor tool. And this is definitely one of those do it at your own risk situations, because when you compress a spring, it has a lot of potential power behind it. And if it were to spring loose, it could hurt somebody. So many shops will have a wall-mounted spring compressor tool. It's very easy for them to swap this out. They might charge you like 50 bucks a shock or something. So if you don't feel totally comfortable, just bring it to a shop. So this is the spring compressor tool, or at least half of it. There are 2 pieces. So you get these around the coils, and then this threaded rod is going to bring them together, compress the spring so we can remove the shock. I also took a couple of measurements because we can adjust ride height a little bit in the front. So we have 11 3/4 spring height from here to here. And then I just took another measurement from here to the bottom of the shock, 7 3/4. And I always wear my Hannibal Lecter mask when doing something kind of dangerous. Anyway, right now we're just gonna tighten these down. And you wanna do this evenly, so we'll hit the other side now. So remember how I said sometimes you want to just bring these to a shop? These little guys are not doing it. I tried compressing it. These springs are just too beefy. They're too strong and it wouldn't compress enough. So I'm bringing them in. Then I just really want to use the Quadra steer as a, shop work truck. So there you go. We're all loaded up and I needed to go to this shop down the street anyway because I had a nasty blowout on one of my trailer tires. It got cut. I think right here is where it started and then, it blew up. But anyway, new tire and we'll come back with some new shocks on our springs. Back at Legit Street Quarters, we don't waste any time. We're gonna do the Corsa exhaust while the guys at the shop are finishing up our struts in the front. So even though we have a megaphone from OJ, he did leave us this flange from the factory in the same spot so we could do a catback. Remove this clamp first. The rest of the exhaust is one piece, so we have to remove a bunch of hangers. So what we can do here is spray this down with a little penetrating oil. And this is a really neat rubber hanger tool. Comes in like this, and then you can squeeze it, and it'll come right off, just like that. Isn't that cool? Look at that. You can get these like on Amazon and stuff. I'll try and find a link and drop it down below. All right, here we go, guys. Let's start holding this now. Oh, yeah. Oh, the axle will hold it for me. That's sweet. There we go. Oh, fall on me. Oh. Look at this too. Silverado assists in replacing the exhaust. All right, I think we're free. Just gotta pull it off of here. Okay, that's one end. And we're gonna go back like so. Wow, I cannot believe this is one big chunk. That's it. Look at that. Wow, I guess I'm just gonna include this with the truck giveaway. Like, I'm not gonna do anything with this, so whoever wins the Silverado is getting the stock exhaust right in the bed, probably. Oh, and hang on, before we continue, I gotta let you guys know what the double point deal is for the final week to enter to win the Silverado, and that would be on both Ultra Penlights. You get double the entry points when you buy either Penlight, and we've been selling out of everything like crazy, so I'm gonna make everything we have remaining at double points. I'm not sure exactly what that'll be, but just click on the link down below, LegitStreetCars.com. Every dollar you spend, you get one entry to win the Supercharged Silverado and $5,000 cash. And for this final week, a few days left, everything we have gets you double entry points. Good luck, and now back to wrenching to make potentially your Silverado even better. The Corsa exhaust seems to be very easy to work with, that's for sure. It comes in a few sections. This one is meant to mate straight up with the factory existing exhaust that, well, yours wouldn't look like this. This is OJ, but you know what I mean. Go right here. I pulled off our hanger, the little WD in there. Pop that on there. So nice. Next we have this piece gonna go over the axle like so, and we can hang it up. All right, look at that. Both hangers are up. Guys, spraying these makes all the difference. I couldn't get that other one in, I sprayed it and it popped right in. Look at that, sweet. This is so much fun. You should definitely do your own catback and rear shocks and front shocks. They're not that bad. Do it all. DIY. It's time for our gigantic and shiny muffler. And at first I'm like, is this just a tube? But no, there's holes in it for the baffling, so the exhaust does get baffled. But yeah, I mean, it is straight through. That is the table. So it's not gonna restrict any flow, but it's gonna muffle also. Before we install the muffler, we have some clamps to install, one on this end and one on this end, face the same way. And just make sure your weep hole is facing the bottom. And we can install. All right, so slide on there. We're prying this back. Should slide over now. Right there. Okay, let go. Okay, yeah. We made it over. Sweet. Last piece of the puzzle are the famous Corsa tips. I love the dual tips coming out one side. Look at that. I mean, this looks like a factory option. That is so cool. We should start it with this plastic stuff on and see what it sounds like though. That'd be kind of funny. All right, so we'll give this one a final tighten. And then we'll just go down the line. You know, normally the tips need adjustments. I think we're pretty much there though. Like, this looks really nice. Let's clamp it down. Guys, I think I've done oil changes that take longer than that. That was so easy. So I wonder what we should do next. Oh yeah, start it and see what it sounds like. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? What? This sounds so good. It's like a Corvette. I mean, I guess it's like a similar engine. Whoa, that is amazing. It is kind of louder because we're in the shop, so we definitely got to pull it out. We'll look at the level on the suspension and hear it out there. This is so cool. Just like that, the Quadrosteer is back with our new struts and our original Z71 springs. And we got a nice new tire on our trailer wheel. And so I'm never stranded again. I got a spare. So yeah, it bolts up right to the trailer. Really nice with this bracket. That is awesome. Now, something I removed off of the old shock would be these clips that need to go on like this. It's a little loose on here, so we're just gonna squeeze them down. There we go, just kind of bend it. Yeah, it doesn't need to be perfect. Once the bolt gets in there, it's gonna hold it. And then we're just putting it back in, just like you saw coming out. Just not gonna be all rusty and nasty looking, although it did kind of stink getting past this point right here, but we knew we could do it. If there's a will, there's a way. There we go. Yay! Yeah, we're prying this up right now. It is definitely tough to get that up and over, but it's nothing a pull jack can't fix. It's leverage and math. And it's slowly going up. Come on now. Almost. Just gonna come over the hill. Moving in. Ah! Yeah! Tighten these guys up. I'll get the other side, tighten up the top, and let's see if we change the ride height much. I pulled the Silverado outside and we definitely leveled it out. I think this is perfect. To the unsuspecting eye, you can't really tell the difference, but before it was raked and now it's just absolutely beautiful. And we can really hear the exhaust. It doesn't really count. In the shop is super echoey. Woo! Oh, that is so good. I can't wait to drive it. Let's go drive it. I gotta say, the ride is amazing. Gosh, does it feel good to put a nice new set of quality shocks on your car. It's like you get a brand new car when you do that. Oh, this feels great. Now we're getting pretty low on gas in the old Silverado, and we are gonna fill this up. Whoever wins this truck is gonna win the truck, $5,000 cash, and a full tank of gas, which is kind of worth a lot of money nowadays. Okay, please stop. Please stop, please stop. That's getting quite expensive. Yes, there we go. All right, full tank, 93, because you know, supercharger. Oh, that never ever gets old. Look at this beauty. It sounds so good driving it too. Wait till you hear this. Listen to this. It's perfect inside. There's no drone. It's not loud, like, at all. You know, I'll roll up the windows and it's like it's stock. You could totally cruise this thing cross country with the exhaust or put the stock exhaust on, whatever you want, whatever you want. I would leave it like this though. It sounds really, really good. I love this truck. This thing is so tight. It's only got like 58,000 miles. It's like new. I love it. One thing that's not like new is the touchscreen right here, which still has the Cars CD that went into the water with the whole truck. But the touchscreen itself, it was working, and I mean, it kind of works. Anyway, it doesn't work, but we can fix that. We have the technology. We're a brand new screen. And here is said brand new screen. So this is literally just the screen. It's 40 bucks. These trucks actually had kind of a factory defect with these touch screens. So I'm sure it going into a lake didn't help, but this most likely would have needed to be replaced anyway. And with this, we don't have to do any coating or anything. We're not actually replacing like the brains. It's just the screen. Oh wait, never mind. I replaced this radio with a known good used one, and it did work for a little bit. So this never went in the lake. So they really do just go bad. So if you guys need to replace your touchscreen, it's pretty DIY friendly. You're gonna want one of these plastic wedges to remove the trim. Kind of just pops out once you get in there. And just go all the way around. Be gentle, be gentle. Be nice to your GM truck, and it will be nice to you. Pretty easy. Now we just have a few 7 mils in each corner. All right, now this will pop out. There we go. Here's our screen. Flipped over on the bench. We just have some T20s to remove. Just some little baby screws. Now we can remove this, like so. All right, now we're getting to the good stuff here. Next, we need to remove this ribbon wire, so just be gentle. I'm gonna pry up on this black tab, like that, and then it'll slide out. And we have to do that one more time up top, and remove this ribbon too. Like that. Now the old screen will simply lift away. Goodbye. And here's our new one. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this now just because this tab gets kind of stuck under the trim. And now we can just place it right back like so. Come around here with our circuit board and plug in our ribbons. So this will go back in here. So you kind of just line it up and then snap this back in. Same thing with this. Once it's lined up, snap it in. All right, cool. Now we can go back together with our cover and plop this back in the car. See if it works. Hopefully it works. Thumbs up. Screen's back in. Looks, well, brand new. Man, even the truck and the screen reflection looks pretty good. Got everything plugged in the back, and now we can just reinstall right there. Kind of gives you the assist so you can get your screws in. Really nice and easy. Thanks, GM. You're the best. Trim is going back in, just clips like that. All right, I think that's all clipped in. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Come on, radio. All right, let's see here, people. Copyright, 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 get out of here. Let's see. Yes. Yes, it works. This is awesome. I have a touch screen and it just connected to my phone. Cool. Oh, this is great, guys. Everything works again. Look at that. Every part of the screen. Sweet. All right. We fixed it. You want to see something else that's really cool? We just got 2 new fobs for the Silverado and they are programmed. All the door locks work, all that kind of good stuff. And check this out. Remote start works. This truck makes all the right sounds. Are you kidding me? You got the subtle blower action in the front, intercooler. It's like, all right, something's going on there, something. And then you move around to this side and you're like, yeah, there's a party in the back too. I'm seriously so excited. I can't wait to meet whoever you are that's gonna win this truck. Oh, and if you want another 5 horsepower, I'll put another sticker on that side. You let me know. Oh, this is neat. So we remote started it and it automatically turns on the air conditioning because it knows the outside temperature. Sweet. Once you hop in, you just stick the key in and everything comes to life. Hello. Then you give it a couple revs. This is too good. Now that we got the radio working, I know the truck looks like absolutely perfect. It's super, super clean, but we can make it a little better. You know what's coming. We're gonna ceramic coat this bad boy, but first, I'm gonna do a little bit of buffing. There's some low-hanging fruit in some areas that we could easily fix. Actually, hang on. I just got a few boxes from Milwaukee. They sent me everything in their fuel lineup, including a buffer. Here it is. Wow, this is sweet. This is a very nice brushless motor. We can set the RPM as well. Go 33 hundo. It's good launch RPM for some cars and good buffing RPM, I think. Oh, this thing is so light. Wow, it's so nice not having a cord right here. That's sweet. Let's see if we can make these scratches disappear. Autopilot. All right, I'll give this a couple passes. We'll see what we got. Hopefully we made it better. Yeah. This looks good. I mean, you can still see a little bit there. I don't know if we'll be able to do much better, but when you're under the fluorescent light, literally nothing can hide. In normal situations like this, you cannot even tell like at all. But yeah, if you really want to check the condition of a car's paint, the fluorescent light is the way to do it, or if you have a pen light, see right there, you can find the scratches pretty easily. But these scratches are as good as gone in any normal situation. Okay, I've gone around the truck, buffed out a couple spots, nothing too exciting. This thing is really clean. But after you buff and before you ceramic coat, you just want to use a little bit of water and alcohol. This I've mixed up in this bottle and just kind of wipe the area, just removing any leftover wax or polish before you coat. Really easy to do. You can do the whole car in about 10-15 minutes. We'll give it a nice wipe down. And for the Silverado, we're actually going to use the Armor Shield Max. So this is their 3-year coating. So they have the Armor Shield 9 and the Armor Shield Max. And this stuff goes on so easily. Not a promotion or anything. You guys know I've been using this for, I don't know, like 6-7 years at this point. It's amazing. So anyway, we're just going to wipe it on like so. And you can easily tell where you've wiped this on. So you don't have to worry about forgetting what sections of the car you did. You can see it. And we're going to wait about 60 seconds for this to semi-cure. And then you simply just wipe it away. It's very, very easy. And you can already see the difference, guys. I mean, look at this. So this is not only gonna make the paint ultra hydrophobic, but it brings out a deep glossy shine, especially when you have metallic paint like this. So cool. All right, never mind. I guess this is a promotion now. I just texted Avalon King a picture of the truck and they're like, give your viewers a $15 off coupon to buy Max. It's a little mini flash sale. So it's LSC 15. I'll leave you a link down below. But anyway, I'm gonna coat the rest of the truck right now and make it look even better than it did. It is time to undercoat the entire truck because this thing is in awesome, awesome condition. It's a little dirty, but overall, it's a very rust-free truck. This is just surface rust. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It just needs to be protected. And I've come up with this as my favorite one to punch. I'll leave you guys links down below, of course, but this is a wax-based protectant that is black, so it's gonna make it look good. And this is the heavy-duty metal protector I've been using for years. So you don't necessarily need to do this step. This we're gonna do afterwards, and this is gonna be most of the protection. I just do like the look look of this, especially on a black frame. So check this out. Bam. This goes on as a liquid and it'll turn into a wax as well, completely sealing this, preventing it from rusting any further. And most of the rust that you see at the bottom of these frames is just because of the lift pads. They get put on all over the place. You can even see like the shape of it. It was lifted here at one point and it just scrapes away the factory undercoating. So we're just reapplying that just like that. It's super easy. Bam. And then eventually this will dry a little bit more of a satin black so it'll blend in. I really like to hit these leading edges as well, like that. Some of those are chipped up from driving, like little rock chips and stuff will chip the undercoating. But yeah, this is a lot of fun to do as well. It's just like instant gratification. Now, because these are both wax-based, we can just go right at it with this as well. And then I like to blend this into the rest of the frame. Also, just give it some added protection, just like that. And we'll just hit up every area. And then in the areas that we don't need to use the wax saw, I'm just gonna go to town with this. And this is very factory-like. When I worked at Mercedes, we found a similar wax over all of the hardware, which was really nice. So like this hardware here, you don't want that to rust. And now it's not gonna rust. I just got done undercoating, and because I work on cars all the time, I like to spray down so many of the mechanical components that I know are a pain in the butt to take apart later, like brake lines and like the backing plates that always rot out. And of course, all of these leaf spring bolts, everything is protected now. I've gotten our sway bar bolts as well, and all the steering and suspension hardware as well. One day, someone will be able to take apart these new shocks that we installed in like 100,000 miles when they go bad. Everything in here is coated and it's starting to dry now. This is the drain for the ProCharger, so you can do your ProCharger oil changes quickly. Anywho, we gotta let this thing dry overnight. This stuff really stinks, so I always wear a face mask and have a fan going in the background. Let it dry overnight. If it's nice out, just put it outside. It's gonna stink for like a day, but that's how you know it's working. It's the next day. The truck is fully ceramic coated. I let it cure inside and it is just perfect. There's really no bad angle to this truck. I cannot stop looking at it. It's so easy to film. So now that we fixed the screen and ceramic coated the truck, we should probably test out 0 to 60. I mean, that makes sense. All right, here we go. Oh man, what do we do? What do we do? She's a quick little truck. Oh, nice. Nice. That was a super weak launch, 0 to 60, 5.2. I gotta remember with these trucks, we need a little bit more brake torque. There we go. Oh yeah. No spin at all. I'm in 4-wheel drive. These brakes are pretty good, actually. Stock brakes, they're amazing. What do we get? Unfortunately, it didn't read 0 to 60. The app stopped working, so I'm in 2-wheel drive for a little 2-wheel drive fun. Oh my gosh. This thing rips. That last run to 60 definitely felt like it was like probably a 4.8 or something. And stock, these do 0 to 60, I think in like 6.8 or 6.9 seconds or something. So we have dropped a ton 0 to 60. It feels so much better at every RPM and there's no sacrifice in anything. It just runs beautifully. And I think it's a 2-wheel fire. I seriously cannot be any happier or prouder with this build. If you guys have been here from the beginning, I honestly had no idea I'd ever be able to get this thing back on the road, let alone a perfect truck. I'm telling you, I've driven a lot of people around in this truck. I've put, I think, 3,500 miles on this Silverado, and you would never know its history. I mean, we fixed so much on it, but at the same time, its bones were still intact even after being in the lake, and I really think that it being frozen immediately after was the perfect situation. So obviously I don't recommend, you know, you go into a flood rebuild thinking it's gonna go as well as this. I think that most of them don't, but because it froze, it didn't do that much damage. We were able to replace, you know, all the control modules and everything that were obviously bad. But yeah, I mean, as far as the engine, the trans, the rear, just, it's like new. The interior doesn't smell, like nothing is stained. It's quite frankly amazing. I don't know to give it up to GM quality or just literally the fact that it froze right away and it kind of preserved it. You know what's the best part of the supercharger system that I like personally is that you don't hear the blow off. So you just hear the whistling, and then out back you hear the exhaust. And I'm not gonna lie, this was always like part of the plan with this generation Silverado. I didn't know when I first got this if this was gonna be the truck, but after driving it and experiencing how nice it was, I'm like, this is the best candidate for the supercharger and the exhaust. And then also I never planned on doing a giveaway. And then I'm like, gosh, this is such a nice truck. If you guys buy something from the site, then I think it would just be so much fun to give you guys what I think is the ultimate spec of this Silverado, and done exactly how I would do it if I was gonna keep it forever. I mean, this is the definition of a legit street truck. Good.
Nice, Bob.
The Escalade, oh, that thing's got like 200 more horse. But we're keeping up. Wow, that was like way closer than I thought it would be. Okay, like he definitely is gonna win. Like, you know, Max and Liam are in the Escalade. That thing is faster, it's a 6.2, and we did all sorts of other stuff to the fuel system E85, and it's tuned like crazy. But wow, is this like a little lighter? I cannot believe it was actually kind of okay. I almost had you.
You never had me. You never had your car.
It's a truck, Max, it's a truck. Oh man, that thing just chirped its tires taking off from a roll. The Escalade's a beast, man, let me tell you. I probably said this before, but man, I'm gonna miss this truck. As happy as I am to give this to somebody, this is the spec. Jeez. I may have the Quadristeer repainted. I'm seriously considering this color. I mean, it is just, it's gotta be the best truck color ever. This is so menacing. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at LegitStreetCars, because once this thing is given away, I'm hopefully gonna have some pictures from the new owner and we can post them up. God, I hope it's a cool car guy that gets this thing and he has a bunch of other cars and he tows like a race car with this or goes on cool trips or whatever. I just hope he's a nice person. Man, does this thing look good. It is seriously like a brand new car. I can't believe it's 10 years old. This is definitely one of my favorite Chevy Silverado body styles ever. What's your favorite? I think the new one is, gosh, it's a little crazy in the front. This is just like perfect modern, but not too over the top. And I mean the spec with the headlights and the grille and that'll do it. That is the final build video of the Silverado. You guys will see it one more time on the channel when we give it away. We're gonna surprise the winner, and then I'll film the winner either coming in or me bringing the car to them. I don't know, whatever they pick out. So yeah, that's gonna be insane. And I hope you guys really enjoyed the Silverado series. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned, because soon we're gonna announce our next giveaway car or truck. Take a guess at what it is. At the time of filming this, you guys can still enter to win the Supercharged Chevy Silverado, and we're gonna have a few items up for double entry points. So this is it. If you're watching this the day the video comes out, there's only about a week left. It ends September 15th, 2025. So go buy something at LegitStreetCars.com and good luck. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day. That's the opposite. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know, I usually do that the other way around. You know what I mean. See ya. So OJ, so even though we have OJ's exhaust work, so even though we have I'm sure the flood didn't. I'm sure it going into a lake. Flipped over on the bench. We just have it. Yeah. Flipped over on the bench. Now we can go back together with our cover. Yep. My bad. The plane's kind of effing me up here. Make sure to follow me at LegitStreetCars. Make sure to follow me on Facebook. I'm gonna do a little bit of buffing. But yeah, I mean, and just all the steering and just all the steering and suspension bolts and hardware. And all the steering.
There's a monster in the closet.
The monster's not in the closet. It's in the garage.